afternoon or evening, VivaMK network. Thank you for joining me either now or later on when you watch this recording. So it's been about 2 weeks since the last live update to you guys. Before anything, of course, I'd always want to tell you thank you for your support, which has been phenomenal over the last few weeks whilst we've been on this renewed journey in the business. And every day something is happening in the business. Every day something or some part of this journey is occurring. Another step is being taken. And even sometimes if it's a step backwards, it's always been because there's been a couple of steps forward. We are always going forward in anything we're doing. I think we've proven time and time again that quality has been so important in what we're doing. Quality is so important in the products we're selling, way outweighing the quantity of products. Of course, the quantity is going to get more, but of course, ultimately it's been about quality as we've started this journey all over again. So this morning, the ultimate stain remover, and I've never thought in all my days I'd talk so much about a stain remover as I have done about the ultimate stain remover. It went on sale at 9 o'clock this morning. We sold 297 in the first hour. So far today we've sold just over 500. Now that may not mean a great deal to some people, but in respect of unit sales, that is a lot of unit sales. That's a lot of stains that are going to be removed. That's a lot of customers that are going to be overwhelmed with its quality. That's a lot of distributors in our network that are going to understand what it is I've been bleating on about for so many weeks, where quality is utmost in what we do. There's a reason we called it the ultimate stain remover. It will become our flagship Kleeneze branded product. And you know what? It still seems really odd to be saying the name Kleeneze all over again. Odd and exciting at the same time. And like I was saying yesterday, it's become an obsession. Well, I guess it would do. So many of us put our blood, sweat and tears into that brand, and now to be able to sell it again. Now I can't wait for the first distributor to get it in their delivery next week. These are good times. No, these are great times. They're brilliant times, and this beginning of this journey is full of so much passion, not just for that brand, but for the connection that we all have. And I never talk about other businesses. All I say is that the connection that we have within ours is something I have rarely seen emulated anywhere else. And I've been involved in network marketing for many years of my life, but I've not seen this kind of connection, not seen this kind of camaraderie. It is unique to us. Later in the day, we found that the Remove and Refresh carpet foam cleaner arrived too. I don't have a number of sales on that, but it is again fantastic how many are actually being delivered next week. Again, I just can't wait to see, and this is where the obsession bit comes in, I just can't wait to see people showing pictures of a product that says that name on it, pictures of products that actually also work and stand for quality. It's not just about the brand, it's to associate the brand and the recognition that it is a quality product. And I can guarantee you, and there aren't many guarantees in life, as we all well and truly know, but I can absolutely guarantee you that your customers and you will be delighted with how well those products work. And like I've always said to you, the plan and the idea is to have 40 of them before the end of this year. The start has been slow because those products, like I've told you in many communications and emails, are being manufactured for us to sell through VivaMK network, specifically, exclusively being manufactured for us under the Kleeneze license. So, when 2,000 bottles of something comes in, it's been specially made for us. That means 2,000 specific labels for us, 2,000 specific bottles, and 2,000 bottles full of product made specially for us. So yes, it has been slow. It was 4 weeks ago that we had our showcase, and you know, I'm very, very impatient, and I kind of wanted it in 2 days. But sometimes things are just worth waiting for. And I'll give you much more news of that in the coming weeks, and I'll talk to you about the forthcoming catalogues as well. Just a quick note, people keep asking me about our Christmas schedule. No, we won't be shutting down for the entirety of December like we did before. It's not going to happen. This is a business. Businesses generally don't stop for Christmas. So our Christmas schedule will be back to the kind of schedules you have been used to in the past. There will be a couple of days that we close, of course. Not many people want to work on Christmas Day or maybe even New Year's Eve, but generally I think you'll be very, very happy with the Christmas delivery schedule, and the warehouse will be working almost entirely throughout the festive season. No more 2-3 week shutdown like we had last year. Business is imperative at this time of year and in the festive season, and we will keep that going. We will let you have the full schedule in the next couple of weeks, but it will be good and you will be pleased. So on Monday I gave you the PDF of the first version of our new beauty book, and I think that's gone down very well. You don't even have the physical catalogues yet, and we're getting great sales from that already, from whatever you're doing online, and wherever you're promoting it, it seems to be bringing in the sales. Of course, this is peak printing season, so it has gone to print, but I still don't have the actual date of when it's coming. I'm hoping it's going to be next week, but I'll keep you updated. You know what my track record is like for telling you when catalogues are coming in. It's always almost entirely wrong. But it has gone. It is out to print, but when you have impromptu print slots, you have to almost wait for somebody's catalogue not to be printed to be fitted in an emergency, and that's what the delay has been, because this is peak printing season, of course, because of Christmas. But so far, the impression that I've had, that you've given me, is that you really do like that beauty book, so that's fantastic. Talking of catalogues, we're already working on Christmas version 2, and I'm going to stick to that deadline. I always said it would be towards middle and end of October, so we're working on that. So Christmas version 2, which will give you a new range of products, and of course some of the things that have been selling well will be duplicated, but that just makes common sense. If something is selling, you keep it in there. If it's not, then you remove it and you put fresh new products in. Of course, House Proud, the second version, we barely got the first one out, but we're already working on the second one, which of course have a larger range of our old friend and the products branded under the Kleeneze license. So that's all gradually coming together, and you're doing what you do best. You're meeting each other, you're supporting each other, you're encouraging each other, you're coaching each other. All I can stress is that you carry on doing that, because that part of our business, the network, is the most vital part. And if you don't do that, all of this that we're trying to do here matters not one jot, because it's so important that it's a network that is the nucleus of this business. And that's something that now, being the only person behind the scenes that owns a business, you know, I can always ensure, like I said to you at the showcase, it's only ever going to be me and you, or us who work in the business and you. You know, the business is about you and centered around you, which brings me next in another tenuous link to the showcase. Of course, you know, yes, there will be a January showcase, so I'm not sure if it's January, but it certainly will be in the very early part of the year. Let's hope it'll be January. There's the date hasn't been secured, but I will let you know that in the next couple of weeks again. But yes, there will be one, and I know you'll be itching to find out the date. There's people already been hassling me about the date, but it just hasn't been sorted out yet, because again, it's peak conference season, so it's also just finding the appropriate date for us. But yes, there will be that, and it will be, of course, another phenomenal day, a place where we really do come together and we really do stand out as a network, as the last two, particularly the last one, showed every single one of us how we are that very special connection that we don't see anywhere else. We've moved into our new offices as well. I did choose to go back up north of the country. So we're in Blackburn, very close to Accrington, where we used to have our previous Kleeneze office. And I guess the main reason is that because it not only is an area that I particularly like, but it has access to so many people that have worked with us in the past and know the business so well. So why wouldn't you take the business closer to them? So you'll see the dress of that bandied around sooner or later, because undoubtedly you'll want to come and visit every now and again, as you do, which is fantastic. It's got a great selection of training rooms there, so we will have daytime trainings once we can get everything else sorted. It has big rooms to hold 100 people if we want daytime sessions and things like that. So it's a great location. It's in the north of the country. We've been working from there this week. We've been setting it up all week whilst doing everything else, and that's just part and parcel of the business, just one of the things that have to happen. People getting together and working together, and creating this amazing future that we're all doing with each other. So people keep asking me about the warehouse. Yes, we won't be doing tours of the warehouse just yet. We've got to let these guys settle in and get into what they're good at, and that is storing and picking and packing and delivering. And yes, we've had a couple of teething problems there whilst we're getting back into the swing of things. There's been a lot to take on board, but we won't be doing a warehouse tours just yet. And I know a few of you have been asking, and I know there's this immense obsession with warehouses and offices, but it will all come in time. There's just so many bigger priorities first. I'm not suggesting there's bigger priorities than seeing you face to face. I'm just saying there's bigger priorities with products and getting everything else sorted. But we'll do all that because I know that's important to connect. And some of the greatest meetings I've had are when there's been tours of people coming around, and it's great for you to feel involved, because if we are partners, then yes, you should be part of that. Yes, you should see that, and I will gladly host those events as well as many other events. In respect of the business, we only really started selling actual product on the 9th of September. So it's barely been a handful of weeks. We're only the 27th of September today. So we haven't actually been selling product for that long yet. But so far, some of the results you're getting and the results you're publishing, and you should keep publishing those results, have been phenomenal. At first there was this slight hesitation that there weren't enough products, or the catalogues were too thin as a first offering. I think every one of you that have done something with them have proven the fact that there is no such thing as a slim offering, because people will buy from you, because the one thing you forget sometimes, or some people forget, is they're buying from you as a distributor, which is why the distributor network is so bloody important in this kind of business and should never ever be underestimated. I remember years ago hosting a meeting for a bunch of corporate stiffs, and I was trying to impress upon them that yes, product was important, yes, catalogues were important, yes, it was important to have all that backup, but there was nothing more important than the distributor network, because the distributor creates a connection with the customer, whether it's online or face to face at the doorstep, and it's that connection that does the sale. It's that connection. And no matter how many corporate stiffs I talked to in 20 years, very few of them ever actually got that, because they always thought, oh, it must be what they do that creates business. It must be the fact that they're sat in a shiny office that creates a business. It must be the fact that we have big, thick, shiny catalogues that causes the business. No, absolute rubbish. some of those things matter. It's important to have quality product, like you've noticed that we're trying to get involved in our business. It's important to have quality chemicals that you will see the use of very soon. This time next week, many of you will have witnessed how good those products are. Yes, that's important, but none of that works unless you have that connection with distributors, with customers. That's what makes our business, your connection at the doorstep or online. And like I said, I lost patience over the years having to explain that to one corporate stiff after another. I do apologize. One corporate stiff after another, and they never got it. Now I don't have to explain to anybody anymore, ever again. This is between us two, me and you. And I know the importance of what you bring to this business. And I will always understand and know that without what you do, there is no business. And testimony to that was the Christmas catalogue and the House Proud catalogue. And, we didn't start off with many pages, and yet your customers bought from you. They bought from you because of what you do. And, of course, it does help having nice, shiny, quality products, but it's still you that have been creating that connection. So, like I told you at the showcase, like I told you 2 weeks ago, the connection we have is the most important piece of this entire business, and that's what it's always going to center around. It doesn't matter about the office, it doesn't matter about the showcases. The most important thing is our connection. So just to recap, version 2 of Christmas is already being worked on. Version 2 of House Proud, which will be more of a main book feel. I think that's the expression that we've used so often in the past, that a main book was all the type of products we sold in the past, a whole collection of them, plus chemicals as well. And just to really summarize on that, it's not just going to be more and more chemicals. They're important and people do buy them and they're our greatest sellers, but we do have to introduce some of those other products that your customers are so used to having. But I will emphasize again, for me, it's going to be about quality. So many of you used to talk about that, used to mention price a lot. In the last year, we got pricing horrendously wrong, and I'll admit that it was wrong. But now that I'm in charge of pricing, we'll look at that, and that's purely from your feedback, that you are getting good feedback about the prices. But then, of course, closely linked to prices is quality. And they're the two things I have to constantly concentrate. There's no way we're going to win back your customers without that quality and that pricing. Yes, we've got that connection that you bring, but all of that comes into unison. You create the sale, but you have to give quality and pricing as well. As you noticed last year, that when the pricing was so horrendously wrong, some of your customers did turn their back, but we'll get them all back. I promise you that, because that's all I worry about, is make sure we have the quality and we have the pricing right. So the version 2 will be a bigger version of version 1, of course, of Christmas, and where House Proud is concerned, it will have more of a main book feel within it. So the product numbers are going up, the quality will stay the same, and I'll always concentrate on price, but always making sure that what matters most is our distributor connection, because that is the core of the business. And please never get tired of me saying that there will never come a time when any other aspect of the business will ever get put first ever again. No stakeholders, no shareholders, nothing comes before the importance of our distributor network. And that's about it for today. I'd just like to say thank you for all the support we've had, because even, really, if you think about it, we had our showcase 4 weeks ago. This time 4 weeks ago, you didn't even know what was going to be happening. Many of you think that I didn't either, but this time I actually had a plan. It was only on the 9th We actually sold our first product on Monday, the 9th of September. It's the 27th of September today, and you're already creating what you're good at, and that is the connection with the people out there. So all I can stress to you is to keep doing that. We won't let you down this end, because everything we're doing is to help support what you do out there, and that's what this business is about. So thank you for tuning in again, and mark my words, I'm not derogatory about any other business. My point is, there is no competition in the camaraderie and connection we have. There'll be competition with products and things, and people all have big shiny products, but what's most important in our business is this amazing connection that we seem to forge and you forge within each other. Keep that going, because that is one of our almighty strengths, and I have not seen any business do better in that way than we do today, and that is the VivaMK network. So thank you for listening. Have a fantastic weekend, and watch out for another million emails next week telling you exactly what's going on in this business, because we are partners. Remember, goodbye.